Hashem, Rakakwarash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wakwatim, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity, Salakia. Now this video right here, hang on, let me mute stuff. Go found and dug up these articles and a couple clips just to back up my claims, you know, so niggas, oh, you don't know him, hey, you lying, you know, get that bullshit out of here. But basically, this dude, Jared Cannonier, he just had a UFC fight Saturday. This dude, this is from a couple years back, he used to be, I'll say, a practicing Israelite, all right, and he didn't have the correct names, but I don't know exactly who he was watching, but he knew he was an Israelite, you know, he would, even though, you know, you can see the nigga head bald, he was cutting his beard, so he was still clearly going off. And I noticed some time ago, I can tell that he lost the faith, all right? And then all of a sudden, this nigga started going on like a damn, I think this nigga went on like a 8-fight win streak. So I was sitting there, I'm like, damn. I'm like, man, this nigga abandoned the faith and he's doing good? I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm like, oh, something gonna happen to him. And I'm going to show, we going to reveal what happened to him in the end. All right, so we're going to get it rolling just to show proof.
One last thing, I've always wanted to ask you this. After your fights, you hold up what appears to be a talit with the word God in Hebrew.
Yeah.
As a Jew, this catches my attention every time you do it. Why do you do this? Are you Jewish?
I am not Jewish.
Okay.
I don't put any title on my belief system.
Okay.
I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Okay.
And it just goes from there. The micro talit is what I use as a tool to remind me that, you know, God is my Father. You know, that I follow His commandments, and you know, it helps me keep myself in check.
Wow. How long have you been doing this for?
About 2 years.
Okay.
I have a coworker who is converting.
Okay.
And he
Judaism?
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's it from this little clip. And, you know, he wanted to say it without saying it. You know, basically, he understood that he is an Israelite. All right, I'm going to go here to pull up another clip. All right. We're going to go to this clip. And I remember this. This is the fight that I actually saw. I remember seeing this back in 2016. It, you know, shocked me. All right. Knock the nigga out. He used to fight heavyweight. Now he's fighting that fucking middleweight. So he went and lost like 50. He went and lost a shit ton of weight. Let me fast forward. I was just going to get to the part. All right. So he won, and whenever he won, he'll hold up that. And what's that right there? That's the name's Yahweh. Or that is the Heavenly Father's name, Yahweh. All right, with the modern Assyrian on it. All right, so let's see. They're gonna interview him right quick. And so Israelites gathering. Maybe he was a follower of their group. I don't know. So let's turn it up real quick.
Your thoughts on a big win, arguably the biggest of your career?
My first win in the Octagon is possibly going to be the biggest win until I get that belt. Probably not a heavyweight because I'm not a big heavyweight, so I'm definitely diving in and getting down. But first of all, I want to thank my God, Yahovah. This is His name in the Hebrew writing, the original writing, and I want to give all the glory to Him. He gave me the strength to come in, and he answered my prayers to the T. I asked for a quick stoppage, and He gave it to me.
So you know, he knew he was an Israelite. He said some Yehovah, you know, not saying it right. Let me see. And then all of a sudden, I noticed in one fight, and I can't find the interview, the post-fight interview, but I found a comment to back me up. All right, this is off of a forum. I guess the video may have got taken down, but because I noticed after he had won a fight, he had did this. It says someone had called him. This says, "What a goof! Who argues with a little kid?" I remember when Jared gave props to Young Pharaoh, a notorious black supremacist who has a small following on YouTube. So after a fight, this dude had gave props to this nigga, Young Pharaoh, all right? And so this is the actual guy right here, Jared Cannonier. And then this is recent. This is October 23rd. He just get that nigga, he just added him on Twitter, all right? Something that Young Pharaoh had said, let me say this very clearly. If you support the Democratic Party or Joe Biden, you are a terrorist and will be treated as such. And nigga, you in the UFC liking shit like that, nigga, they gonna boot your stupid ass. But, so yeah, this dude, basically, he put out another tweet by him. Basically, this dude has abandoned his faith, all right? And when I noticed that, you know, I was like, oh, Lord, you know, get that nigga. You know, because everything was fine and gravy when he was getting knockouts, you know. But, man, hold up.
Get a point to know that anything that I don't...
And you see it right here. This nigga switched his whole spirit up now.
Man, it's mind over matter.
You know what is crazy? Now
simple.
He's growing out his beard and he's not shaving his head bald anymore and he lost weight. And now he's fucking bugged out. But when he was fat and bald, you know, he was getting somewhere.
I make it a point to know that anything that I don't want to bother me is not going to bother me. I have power over the entire universe, and if I so see fit to let it enter me, then I will. But first and foremost, I want to acknowledge...
And right there, I have power over the universe. So that dude, he's an infidel now, all right? And I got one more thing I want to grab. We're going to look... Let me see. Okay, no, that's something else. We're going to look at... okay, well, this right here, just further backing up. It says he had quit his job at the airport. Says, so fighting on religious holiday was must. Let's see. Roll down. Says, but not all of the schedule is conducive to Cannonier's lifestyle, and offer to fight on the Ultimate Fighter 25 finale came on the day of the Shabbat, a day of rest and celebration for those of Jewish faith. So basically it was showing how he said, well, this is his quotes. It says, I would prefer never to fight on the Shabbat. He said, maybe the next time they offer a fight on the Shabbat, I'll be like, nah, I can't do it, but I need the fight to quit my job. So, you know, so this is proving that, you know, he used to have the faith. All right, so now look at what's going on. You know, this nigga, he wanted to leave the faith. Now look what the Lord did to him. All right, this is the fight that he had just had this past Saturday. Doped his ass. Robert Whitaker fucked his ass up, all right? Says Jared Cannonier reports broken arm in UFC 25 loss to Robert Whitaker. All right, I'm going to get some scriptures here in a second to close it. Give me 1 second. All right, and it says it right here. Would-be middleweight contender Jared Cannonier suffered a serious injury setback in addition to a loss to ex-champ Robert Whitaker at UFC 254. All right, and this was actually, if he would have won this fight, he would have been fighting for the belt next. So this was a very important fight for him. You know, I'm not going to read the whole article. It says, you know, I'll just catch a little bit. It says, Cannonier, whom champ Israel Adesanya said would fight him on Saturday. Slakia would fight him with a win on Saturday. Reported a broken arm, suffered in 3-round fight that ended with a unanimous decision for Whitaker. All right, and he fucking he got rocked a couple times in that fight. But the champ said himself, you know, if you'd have won that fight, I would have let you fight me for the belt next. And he just got stripped of that. All right, so this nigga gave up, you know, knowing who he was. He's back to the universe, back to the black shit, and now it's not going his way. All right, and good. All right, so we gonna get some scriptures. Hey, there ain't nothing, nigga. You wanna abandon the truth? You wanna abandon who you truly are? All right, and he wasn't even fully, you know, he didn't have, at least to my current knowledge, the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. But hey, he knew who he was. All right, he knew what was the deal. All right, so let's get this. That nigga wanted to go back to that bullshit. That's like, y'all, I'm at work. You know, I got to multitask. This is it's like, this is gonna be 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 20. I'm gonna start at 20. Yep, I'm gonna start at 20. It says, for if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worst of them than the beginning. All right, so he got entangled in the world again. He went back. He couldn't leave the shit alone. All right, and this reminds me of that parable, and I believe Matthew chapter 13. He was one of them seeds that got caught, that couldn't grow because it got entangled with the affairs and the cares of this world. I believe that one says thorns and briars and thistles. All right, verse 21, it says, for it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the soul that was washing her wallowing to the mire. All right, and that's what happened to him. So he's a dog that went back to the shit. He's a bird. He's a pig that went back to the poop. All right, now look at him. Now look at his face. His face busted, arm broke up. All right, I think is right there. If y'all can see his left arm, not his actual left arm. So your right side of the screen, it looks like his bone is popping right there, trying to bust out from his glove. Robert Whitaker put the beats on his bitch ass. All right, you wanted to abandon the faith? Yeah, okay, it was that arm. Yep, see, now he right there with that cast. And Robert Whitaker looked like he just had a night at the bar. You look like you just ran 5 rounds with Depot. All right, why? Because you wanted to abandon your faith. All right, it would have been better if he never knew this truth at all, because now, even after this, when this place collapses, he's going to have an even greater punishment to deal with. All right, and I just got one more. We're going to go to Luke chapter 9. All right, y'all already know. One of the apostles, Elder Apostle Tahar, is one of his favorites. He quotes it all the time. All right, Luke 9:62. It says, and Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High Power. All right, and this dude, he wasn't out there on the highways and byways, so he didn't technically put his hand to the plow, but he knew who he was. He has recanted his faith. He's become an infidel. Now he rocking with young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh gonna get your ass killed. How can you? And you know, you have brothers in this truth, but you have brothers in this truth that are younger. But at Great Millstone, our leaders, our apostles are elderly men who have been experienced and are tried and tested in age and in time. How can you go listen to some young 20-year-old nigga for your salvation? Young Pharaoh ain't gonna save you. All right, and you know, me and young Pharaoh probably around the same age, but I follow the men that's older than me. Young Pharaoh is just one of them old cats. Was one of these young cats trying to run the show, and this idiot went to go follow. All right, young Pharaoh's like, hey, Solomon, his son, what was it? Was his son Rehoboam? I believe it was. Instead of following Solomon's counselors and the men of his father, he wanted to follow the young niggas. And where did that lead us? To the split of the kingdoms, to all this shit now. All right, you know, so that's about it for this video. I just wanted to highlight that. That's what happens when you abandon the Lord. All right, nothing good can come of it. And hey, now this nigga gonna have to perish. All right, so with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakurash. The honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'ak Wathim, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. I'm gonna say Shalom.